Well, this is the new Mercedes-Maybach EQS 680, India's most expensive electric car on sale and also the first electric Maybach in the country. Now, the keyword here being electric, we need to find out that having been electrified, is this car still a true Maybach or not? Has it gone through any kind of compromise and does it still offer the absolute comfort that Maybach is known for? That's exactly what we'll find out over the next few minutes. Now, starting off with the design of the EQS 680, well, one of the first things you'll notice is that neither is it a big brawny SUV, nor is it some small vehicle. Instead, it looks more like a very premium crossover with a commanding road presence. Now, where does that come from? Of course, you have this Maybach face here. Now, being an EV, it doesn't need a grille, so it's completely shut off. That gives it a very clean look. Of course, also helps aerodynamics. And if you'll see, there is a decent amount of chrome up front, but all done very tastefully. They haven't gone overboard anywhere. And this trademark Maybach dual shade, black here on the top and then the silverish shade here, well, the mix looks really good. Also, there's a golden shade that you can go in for. That I think looks a little better. But then if you look at these headlamps, you've got these triple staged LED DRLs here, and beyond that you've got the Mercedes logo and the Maybach inscribed here. As you move towards the side, you will get these huge 21-inch Maybach designed alloy wheels, and as you move back, you again are treated to a very clean design. Again, not overboard, not sporty, but very elegant and luxurious. And the same treatment has been given at the back. When you combine it, it does come across as a very premium vehicle, and you're going to pay more than 2.25 crore for this. It does look that expensive. Now, once you get inside the cabin of the EQS 680, you instantly realize it is out and out a Maybach cabin. And one of the best things is that it has changed and modernized over time. So you see this hyper screen that we are now used to seeing in new Mercedes-Benz cars here in this Maybach as well. So it's a combination of 3 screens, all digital, the instrument cluster, the center console, and then one on the other side as well. All of them work really well. They give you loads of information. The display quality, the resolution, all of it is top notch, and the interface too is pretty slick and easy to use. It comes inbuilt with a lot of features. It's got Mercedes Me, it's got connectivity, it also has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and you can use a lot of voice commands. So yes, in terms of tech and connectivity, it's right up there where you would expect a car of today's age to be. It's also got a beautifully laid out interior. Of course, the dashboard looks good. Then you've got this ambient lighting. You can choose from a wide array of colors. Right now you can see it just keeps changing, and it just uplifts the mood of the cabin. The overall wood that has been used all around in the cabin gives it a very expensive feel. And then the seats, the cushioning is just amazing. The quilted finish and the kind of headrest support you've got, and this overall side support, the shoulder support in these seats is just brilliant. You have to experience to understand it. And that's not all. You also have this massive split panoramic sunroof, and it just adds so much airiness to an already spacious cabin. But then again, this is not the side of the car you would be in if you're buying a Maybach. The main reason why you're buying this car is for that seat. So let's hop over and find out how good is that. Now, this seat is the main reason why you would go ahead and buy this car, or any Maybach for that matter. Now, how is it? Well, first of all, this is a fabulous place to be in. These seats are proper Maybach seats, and although we know that this vehicle in itself is basically an SUV version of the EQS, but unlike the EQS, which did not live up to the luxury standards of the S-Class, this one does live up to the standards of a Maybach. These individual seats, and of course it's just a 4-seat car because you've got the tunnel running in right from the front to the back. It's a 4-seat car, but these separate individual seats are supremely comfortable. The cushioning is exactly how you want it to be, and you also have a very good headrest. Beyond that, these seats are electrically adjustable, so I can change the recline angle, I can push them forward or backward, and at the touch of a button I can change the seat into what looks like a business class seat in an airplane. So the front seat will fold. You will also have this Ottoman support coming up and a footrest. The seat will lie down and you will have a great time in this car. So yes, in terms of comfort, well, it is a proper Maybach. You've got great seating, you've got great space. You can also control a lot of functions using this small little tablet that you can of course take out when you want to. If not, you can just put it in here. You can also do a lot of things using this screen, and then of course you have the option wherein you just take this up, and if you want to work or there is some other thing that you want to do in terms of work, well, there you have it, your own personal workspace. And that's not all. Of course, it's a Maybach, so you also have massaging functions in both these seats. You can choose between a wide options that has been given in terms of massaging, and you can even have massage done right from this top part in the seat here right up till inside the Ottoman support. So you can have a very comfortable seating position, and at the end of a tough day, a very relaxing drive. Of course, keep in mind that you also have a brilliant audio system here. It's a Burmester audio system. It's a Dolby Atmos surround sound experience system, and the sound quality is just fantastic. So everything that you need to uplift your mood after a long day at work or when you're going out on a holiday, I think this car has got it all. And the biggest thing, you expect a Maybach to be very silent, refined. All Maybachs are. But this being electric, well, I think half the battle is already won. But we need to find out if it still drives like a Maybach, and does it still have that velvety ride quality that Maybachs are known for. Let's find out. Alright, now before we go ahead and talk about the driving part of the EQS 680, please subscribe to the channel, press that little bell icon, and if you like this video, do share it as well. Alright, now let's talk about the driving part of the Maybach. And I know most of you owners will not be taking up the wheel too often, but then again, what about those days when you do? Well, in the days when you are choosing to drive, well, what do you get under the hood or underneath the floor? You have a 122 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery. It gives you a claim range of about a little over 600 kilometers and 650 horsepower, 950 newton meters of torque, and a lot of weight to move around, as a result of which you might think it's a slow, lazy SUV, but it isn't. It's far from that. It is a quick, a rapid SUV, launches off the line very ferociously because of all of that 950 newton meters of electric torque. So off the line, it's really surprisingly quick. In terms of range, like I said, it will give you a little over 600 kilometers, but in real world, the way we've been driving it, it's not a detailed test, it's a brief drive that we are doing it for a day, but I think you will easily be able to get about 500 kilometers on a single charge, and that's more than enough to take care of any kind of range anxiety. In fact, you can go from Delhi to pretty much a lot of key cities all around easily on a single charge. Most of them you can go and come back. So yes, in terms of range, no problem at all. It's got lots of power, feels quick to drive. It's very silent. Of course, it's electric, so there are no sounds except the artificial sounds being pumped in depending on the mode that you're in. But beyond that, yeah, I mean, it's very easy to drive. It's got a 360 camera and rear wheel steering, and the rear wheel steering really makes it easy to maneuver this car through tight spaces. Also, when you're driving fast around corners, it really comes in handy, gives it that nimbleness that would otherwise be missing in an SUV of this size and weight. So yes, good to drive. The only thing that could have been better is the brake pedal feel, but that's a problem with pretty much all electric vehicles because of the regeneration system. So when you are really stomping on the pedal hard, you have almost no feedback. It's like a dead pedal. It feels wooden. But again, yeah, it's not specific to this car. It's for almost all EVs on the planet. And beyond that, you want to go fast, it will go fast. It handles corners pretty well. It's an all-wheel drive vehicle because it's got two motors, one on each axle. So that makes it an all-wheel drive vehicle because each motor drives one axle. So all four wheels are being fed this power, and that gives you a fair bit of off-road capability. Not that Maybach owners are really going to take it off-road, but in case you do come across bad roads, you have an off-road mode, and it raises the ground clearance of the vehicle as well. But most importantly, how does it feel at the back seat once the SUV is on the go? And the answer to that is fantastic. The seat, already we discussed, is really good. You can recline it, but in terms of ride quality, it is really great. It's a soft suspension setup, as you would expect. The car is focused towards comfort, and even when you're in sports mode, it's very soft. But it's got a Maybach mode, and once you get into that, the suspension really becomes very soft. It just focuses on ironing out each and every small imperfection on the road, and it does that with great efficiency. And as a result of that, the ride quality is really supple in this car, and you hardly feel any of the road imperfections. Even the potholes and expansion joints are dealt with in a very good manner. Yes, there is a bit of a body roll because it's overly soft. You will feel a fair bit of movement inside the cabin, but it's not to a point where you will feel uncomfortable. Quite opposite to that, it's a supremely comfortable cabin, and occupants are going to enjoy the drive. And that's exactly the reason why you would buy a Maybach, and this justifies that reasoning. All yours for about 2.25 crores ex-showroom. Yeah, it's a Maybach, so you can spec it up a bit and push the price further north. But at the end of the day, for that money, I think this SUV offers a good package. And most importantly, the big question, does it feel like a proper Maybach or not? Yes, it does, as long as you keep in mind that you do not compare it directly with the sedans. But in terms of SUVs, it's hard to come across anything that's this comfortable and this good. And that's what a Maybach should be like.